But the last time, nothing is not. It's not going to frighten us.
Come, child, you can swim in the ocean if you do this down to mama.
But what if I get eaten by sharks?
Eating by sharks. Oh, Isabel, your only precaution.
You've seen far too much of that action movie poppycock. You're oversaturated with nonsense.
The notion of aquatic serial killers living in the deep with a frizzle lush of human flesh is simply fiction.
Indeed, the truth is, if sharks were ever to attack human life, it's merely by accident, mistaking us for sea lions or other marine life.
A mere 6 people were killed by sharks last year. 6.
In Beauty-Doo, there are 20 times as many deaths by dogs during the same stretch.
The sober truth is humans is being mistaken over 100 million species each year.
Indeed, without a ding dong. So the real question is, should you be threatening the shark, or should the shark be threatening you?
If you jump in, I'll buy your pony.
Here I go. Oh, heavens to Betsy. I'm positively jubilant.
Come on, Nathaniel, take a photograph. Our
Yeah.
daughters were shot in the ocean.
Naturally jump on the count of 3.
1, 2,
3! Ah!
Terrified, isn't it? Lulled into a false sense of security by your vaguely British parents, forced to jump into the open mouth of a carnivorous sea hellion. Has this common scenario ever happened to you, sweet Bonnie?
Golly, I can't say it has.
It will. Oh, it will, because there are 3 certainties in this life. Taxes, death, and specifically death by sharks. Thanks, chaps. Hi, I'm Adventure Van, famed explorer of 4 major oceans, 3 major continents, if you include Hawaii. Proud owner of a new luxury timeshare in Mexico, and certified expert in death by shark.
Who certified you?
What's that, sweet Bonnie?
You said you're a certified expert in death by shark? Who certified you?
That's my Bonnie. Now, I may be famed explorer, but over the next 30 minutes, I will be your tour guide. Your tour guide of what not to do if you don't want to be eaten by sharks.
I thought everyone gets eaten by sharks.
Eventually, yes, but with my help, you can put off that day for as long as possible.
Sounds perfect.
Perfect is how I describe my timeshare in Mexico. Speaking of, Bonnie, have you any interest in a terrific part-time real estate opportunity?
Not really.
That's my Bonnie. Now, friends, if you truly want to delay being devoured by ungodly demon fish, here is my first piece of expert advice. Don't go surfing on a forbidden beach.
If everybody had a Don't do it, Yanni. The forbidden wave has never before been surfed.
Then let me be the first.
The natives say it's insurmountable.
Think you I care what the natives say? Once our marriage was called insurmountable. But as long ago, we overcame this forbidden love. So today, will I overcome this forbidden wave?
Yanni, be careful.
Look, she's caught the forbidden wave.
Look, she's getting eaten by sharks.
Yanni, no!
Candace, you see what happens to those who surf the forbidden wave. You must not follow Yanni into oblivion.
Nay, I shall flourish where he
The
failed.
natives say it's insurmountable.
Think you I care what the natives say? My homecoming will be filled not with shame and disappointment, but with glory. Glory!
Look, she's caught the forbidden wave.
Look, she's standing up on a board. She's right on that.
Oh, she's getting eaten by sharks.
Why, Candace? Why?
Those 2 surf warriors both defeated by the forbidden way. Then you, Dory, with your inferior skills, stand not a chance. Do not fall down to certain death.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna.
Sheath your foolish pride. Can't you not see? All who have come before you were consumed by sharks.
I've noticed the pattern, and I'm good. Definitely not going to surf the forbidden wave.
The natives say it's insurmountable.
What natives? We're on Long Island. Those guys think it's mini Bagel Palace.
Very well. Surf if you must. I can see there is nothing I can say to convince you otherwise.
No, I'm convinced. I'm so convinced.
If you're going to do this heroic deed, then do not fail me. Bring honor to our village.
You mean Boston?
Look, she's caught the forbidden wave.
Look, she's up on her board. She's riding it.
Look, she's achieved what never before achieved.
Let us forever remember this day, the day when one simple village girl from Boston proved to the world the true heart of man. Oh, she did you for sure.
Golly, Adventure Dan, those poor surfers kept on getting eaten by sharks.
It's true. Here's a scary statistic. 80% of all surfers get 100% eaten by sharks. 70% of the time, 100% of the time.
That's some real sketchy science you put your hand.
You think that's sketchy? What about engineering genetically modified supersharks?
What about it?
It's exactly what you shouldn't do if you don't want to be eaten by genetically modified supersharks.
Thanks, colleagues. Today, we have successfully engineered genetically modified super sharks. As I stand upon the rim of this shark tank, I think about the untold real-life applications for the super beings that swim below. For example, they could, Hans, retrieve golf balls from courses of water, to quote me, Doctor. Exactly. But with their increased intelligence must come our increased precaution. You know, the last thing we want is for one of us to fall into their fall into their clutches. Which is why I must implement a series of safety procedures. You see, before we release these intelligent super beings into the world to make it a better place by Hans, clean the outside of underwater windows made on board. Exactly. But before that, we must make sure to keep this laboratory pristine. If there were even a small drop of grease next to the glass tank, we would risk one of our researchers slipping. So, in the interest of safety, kindly clear the workspace of any black ice. Oh my gosh, how did black ice get in this separate indoor laboratory? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna fall because of the black ice. Oh my gosh! Because a safe work environment is a productive work environment. Questions? Oh, and be very Thomas. Tunnels, Winduptor? Yes, the super sharks are so hyper intelligent, they're capable of digging under their tunnels in order to escape any prey. Oh, you know what? Shoot. I knew I should have sprung for that titanium tank. Ah! Adventure Man, those intelligent scientists were very intelligent.
You know what does sound intelligent? 2 weeks a year off the coast of Mexico in a beautiful new timeshare. How's your investment portfolio looking these days, Steve Bonnie?
I'm 9.
So that's a no?
Wait, are you trying to offload your bad real estate investments on a mom?
That's my
Poor
mom.
Bonnie.
Another surefire way to get prematurely eaten by sharks is to go sea kayaking with meat paddles. Which is why, in my expert opinion, I advise you to never go sea kayaking with meat paddles. Say, Tom.
Yes, Marjorie?
Are we sea kayaking with meat paddles?
Are we?
Sea kayaking with meat paddles. When? Right now. Right this very moment.
That's an oddly specific question. Why do you ask?
Because if we are in fact sea kayaking with meat paddles, I think it should be acknowledged.
Well, that's a complicated inquiry. On one hand, we are most certainly sea kayaking.
Certainly, to deny our present sea kayaking would be folly of the highest order.
And your second charge, which was?
With meat paddles.
With meat paddles, yes. Well, on one hand, the paddles are meat paddles. Then again, with no further examination, there's really no proof either way.
So awkward.
Say, Tom,
Yes, Marjorie?
are we dragging behind us the carcass of a dead sea lion?
Are we?
The carcass of a dead sea lion. Are we dragging it behind us?
When?
Right now. Right this very moment.
Oh my
Good
god.
question. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, Tom, I looked behind our sea kayak and I observed the carcass of a dead sea lion.
I see.
And I observed a thick cord connecting said carcass to the end of the sea kayak.
Peculiar.
I agree. Which, in conjunction with the meat paddles,
Alleged meat paddles.
alleged, sure. Well, in conjunction with the meat paddles, it paints a picture that perhaps you're baiting sharks.
That's quite an accusation, Marjorie.
Do you deny it?
Vehemently. On one hand, the carcass of a dead sea lion was clearly tied to the end of the vessel. I see no further proof to suggest I was the one to tie it. Do you, Marjorie?
Suppose not.
Really, Marjorie? Your impotence of my guilt in these matters is a stretch. And with that, let us kayak. is it?
Are we presently entering Fabled Shark Cove, a location with more predatory sharks than anywhere on Earth?
What makes you say that, Marjorie?
Well, we just passed a sign that read, "Welcome to Fabled Shark Cove."
Enough! I clearly hide my actions no longer. Yes, I've taken us to Fabled Shark Cove with meat palace or dragging behind the carcass of a dead sea lion. Yes, Marjorie, I'm baiting sharks. Is that what you want to hear? Is it?
I just wanted to be acknowledged.
Well, I acknowledge it. And I did it. I did it all for you.
For me?
I wanted you to think that I was the greatest man in the world. So I wagered. If I were to kill a shark with my bare hands and gift you the fin as a trophy, you'd fancy me your hero, your modern day Hercules.
Thank you for being honest, Tom.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Marjorie. Thank you for listening.
If I can be honest, Tom, I've heard that sharks are much cleverer than you give them credit for. At times picking their targets weeks in advance, tracking their prey's habits, predicting future behaviors, and the like.
That seems unlikely.
It's very likely, Tom. Common, even. In fact, I've heard that sharks can even disguise themselves as humans, take their prey out on a sea kayak to Shark Cove where no one can hear them scream.
That's a very specific imagery, Marjorie.
So your face!
Well, that scenario seems entirely correct. It is sweet, Bonnie, if you take my expert advice.
Really? Because not sea kayaking with meat paddles seems like common sense to me.
Interesting. Do you recall what revolutionary icon Thomas Paine said about common sense?
I'm 9.
That's right, you're 9, and I am a grown adult explorer who's been to 4 major oceans, 3 major continents, if you include Hawaii. So, moving on. If you don't want to be eaten by sharks, you should never ever, under any circumstance, adopt a shark as a house pet. Case in point.
Woof. Happy birthday to you.
Guess what, Dad got a special little jam.
Is it a motorboat, or
An ice cream truck? Or
My freedom?
No, Sadie, it's a new pet. That's where there's holes in the box.
is it another puppy, or
a unicorn? Or
My sweet, sweet freedom?
No. Open up and look.
I didn't get to see what was in the box, Dad. Was it a pot-bellied pig? Or
A metaphor for my indentured servitude? Or
No, can't you tell it's a... Ah!
Oh my god.
oh shucks, I still didn't get to see what was inside the box, Mr. Pooch. Was it a baby lizard? Or
anatomy for what feels like a millennia of suburban pet feudalism?
or a kitty cat? I know I shouldn't, but what if I just well, ah!
Thanks for the good looks. You heard?
Oh, whoa.
Huh.
aren't you glad you got that precious piece of advice, sweet Bonnie?
To be honest, I'm running out the clock at this point. My mom raised me up at 5.
I see how it is.
Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, my final piece of advice for you this evening, and I pray you take it as seriously as I take your safety and well-being. Sharks may lull you into complacency with their magnetic personalities and smoldering, irresistible good looks.
What?
But make no mistake, they crave your delicious human flesh above all else. Which is why, if you are ever extended an invitation to dinner at a shark's house, you must not accept.
Susan, Tim, you two are an absolute riot.
You have the darnest stories. So funny.
They really did our jaws drop. Jaws.
Because we're orthodontists.
Sorry.
Jaws, it's funny because we're orthodontists, right?
No, it's funny because you're,
You know,
sharks.
Wow.
okay. Not that there's anything wrong with you being a, you know.
Are you worried we eat you?
Heavens, no! It was a joke.
Seems your joke undermines the contributions that, you know what, have made to society.
Congress,
The PTA.
we are civilized adults, you know. Civilized.
You're right. You're being insensitive. Forgive us.
No, forgive us. We have been known to get a touch
Defensive. As in fin? Like a dorsal fin? Because we're sharks.
Now that that's all behind us, Armand, will you help me serve dinner?
No need. I'm already at the table.
Wow.
Okay. Joke. Just a stupid joke.
No, make your petty jest. Let them undermine the contributions as you know what have made a literature.
Ice dancing.
The co-op board.
When I'm nervous, I make jokes.
Oh, so now we make you nervous.
At least I remind you, we are civilized adults, you know. Civilized adults.
You're right. It was just a harmless joke, more harm than joke. Forgive us.
No, forgive us. You're our guest. We shouldn't make you feel guilty. As in gills. We have gills because we're sharks.
Now that that's all behind us, we're going to eat you.
Wow.
Joking!
I was going to say, that's not the behavior of
Civilized adults!
Junior, Maribel, come downstairs for dinner.
And are you little tykes as civilized as their parents?
God, no, they're savages.
My sharks. They can use the hug.
I'm not touching you.
Find my timeshare.
Never. Your advice has been nothing but misinformed slander, accusing a quickly becoming endangered species of made-up criminal activity. I don't know what you have against sharks, but something tells me it has to do with some silly timeshare you suddenly realized you can't afford.
Sweet Bonnie, you couldn't be further from the truth. I can afford the timeshare ever since I borrowed money from. Oh, right. Loan sharks.
Sold your bad timeshare, Adventure Dan.
Swing and a miss, fellas.
Then you got our money, Adventure Dan.
Swing and a miss, fellas.
You gotta take out your knees, Adventure Dan. Swinging a we won't miss.
Goody.
I finally get to watch something educational.
That's my Bonnie. Well, folks, I hope you learned a thing or two today. And remember, life is short, so before you inevitably get eaten by sharks, go out and live it. Explore the many oceans of 3 continents, including Hawaii.
And never, under any circumstance, take out a loan on a Sharky timeshare.
3, 2, 1! From the Adventure Hour, this is Adventure Dan!
And Sweet Bonnie!
Saying goodnight, and stay safe out